Hey everyone, it's Chris Michelle again. Something else I wanted to share with you, and that's why color is so important. Now, I get excited about color. People say, you're so passionate. Oh my gosh, I love what you just said about color. That presentation you did, that demonstration you did was amazing. I had no idea. Listen, I don't spend my time on things that don't make a difference. I'm spending my time on color because it's very important. When you think about the colors you choose for your logo, your business logo, you should put some time into that. It shouldn't just be, oh, I like this color and I like this color together and they look well. Do you have a real reason? Do you understand the psychology behind color? What about the symbolism of color? Do you understand the power of color? Think about many years ago. I know some of you are probably not old enough to really know much about black and white television, but if nothing else, you probably have seen something on television, a movie that was made back when black and white television was very prevalent. But think about and imagine again, imagine if in this day and age we were still doing black and white television. The fact is, we live life in color. So to watch life play out through enactments in black and white is unrealistic. And honestly, it doesn't hold my attention at all. So the same is true with an executive or an entrepreneur who wants my business. And again, you've done the same cookie cutter effect with your attire, the colors you wear, and so on. Let me just tell you this. Most recently, I read an article, a contributor to Forbes magazine. She's a HR consultant, had been an executive previously in companies, but she said in her article that she wrote that as human beings, we're not wired to remember things like qualitative analysis and data, numbers, things of that nature. We are wired to remember color, stories, presence, and a few other things she mentioned, but color was one of the first things she mentions. And it's true. When you're in a room of a variety of people, and let's just say you're at a business networking event and everybody there comes from the same background. Let's say, I don't know, medicine or technology. So you know that there's going to be people talking about technology, the latest software, the latest hardware, the IoT, Internet of Things, what have you. But so what's going to make you memorable from that particular meeting or networking event over the other hundreds of people that are there? Really, truthfully, it might be the color. Some color you either had on or you had maybe a small touch of a color or something, but something stood out about your appearance or a story you told or shared, like maybe you're a twin. It's funny, this article, the contributor went as far as to say that sometimes managers would come in her office and say, hey, hire the third candidate, the one that was the twin. So again, things like appearance matter, and color is a huge part of it. And if you don't believe it, just look outside your window. Look at all of the color in nature that naturally we are blessed with. Color in nature was our first introduction to color as a civilization. From there emerged all other colors. So imagine looking out your window and seeing a tree in black and white or gray, right? So you remember those. You remember the flowers that maybe came up in your yard, the beautiful flowers that grew in your garden or your yard from season to season. But we are wired to remember those things. So I focus on color a lot, even though I get into the crux of business and leadership as well. I'm a leadership and business strategist. That's another thing that I do. I have plenty of education and training in those areas too. But before we even get to the nuts and bolts of that, let's just talk about the ABCs of image. Your image is about more than just what you wear. It is. And at some point when I get off appearance, I go to things like behavior, which is etiquette and communication as well, nonverbal and verbal, written and spoken, public speaking, running meetings. I mean, there's so many things we could talk about under all of those categories. Those are the three cornerstones of a professional image consultant that are dealing with, executives and professionals, pretty much. Those are our cornerstones: appearance, behavior, and communication. So we're very focused on things like color because color makes a difference. it will help you stand out sometimes. And it definitely, if you can understand psychology and symbolism of color and apply some of that even to choosing the colors for your logo, the office colors, enhance even in your home socially. And quite naturally, from a social capital perspective, you could be sabotaging your social capital by way of not knowing how to invoke a little color here and there to add interest to what it is you're trying to do in the world today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris Michelle, the Life and Style Executive, and there's more. There's so much more I want to talk to you about as far as color is concerned, but even more that I want to talk to you about in terms of appearance, behavior, and communication. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing off for now.